Hey everyone, today we're diving into the little secrets between Emily and her husband. Her best friend pointed out that Emily's eyes indicated that if there was no contract, her husband could cash in big time if she were to unexpectedly kick the bucket. Emily, introduced by her boss, reached a supervisor and learned about her husband's investment opportunity, only to discover a mysterious matter. She discovered her husband had a mystery guest in her home, which sent her into a panic. She finally learned her husband had bought foreign bonds, but a spiraling debt issue loomed over her like a cloud of doom. She grumbled, hoping things would turn around, but knowing it was unlikely, realizing her husband had plenty of reasons to eliminate her. She went to the FBI and spilled her husband's money troubles to the detective, suspecting it might be the motive behind her husband's murderous ways. They traced an extremely crucial call that was made precisely on the night when Emily was attacked. The deceased had a wallet packed with cash and a membership card, making it feel like a mini treasure. Steve was frustrated, feeling like $5 billion had morphed into just $50 million. What a mess. He received a strange call containing a recording of David revealing a shocking secret. The man was named Ronnie, recently released from prison, truly a Lord of Darkness. David's plan wasn't complicated. He threatened with the tape, aiming for the remaining 400,000 what the performer showed on. By the way, here's a great site to check for real car sales data. Just hop on to Don Cheadle. Steve offered the 400,000, but when he got home, his wife was at his desk, planning to meet David. She got straight to the point, saying she wanted to meet David but felt timid, lacking the confidence. But only one person could pull it off. The husband was ready to confess his flaws, all in the name of protecting Emily. He pulled out a letter and some photos talk about evidence overload. He told her David called 2 months ago declaring his love for her. What a soap opera. However, Steve had already spent $100,000 to talk about financing David's affair. The wife seemed unconvinced, and Steve presented past info on David, revealing his MO of targeting lonely women. Capable, Steve claimed it was to protect Emily, rather than to let things spill out. The wife felt sorry, saying sorry and pushing Steve to elevate his moral compass. She asked Steve about his career. He seemed so calm about business troubles, and he confidently replied that it was all part of the job. Ironically, Steve always made money effortlessly. What a golden finger he had. He explained that he reacted so strongly because David had threatened him before. Seems he feared an unexpected performer. To avoid trouble, he quickly wrecked the lock, took the key, and put it back on Emily's keychain. Emily was taken aback by her husband's love. Love sure takes us by surprise. Oh, Stuart, it's time to call the police. But Steve thought things through and proposed a clever plan. If David got arrested, he could say anything, and Steve had already given David $100,000. Why not blame it all on him? So calling the cops now meant David could spin any tale about the deceased guy. Emily suspected all this involved David, but Steve thought it was just a straightforward burglary. Every day, the city has reports of burglaries, pretty normal stuff. Emily shut her eyes, claiming it was repaired, which seemed like the beginning of a fib. She spun a tale, successfully finding a reason to meet David to reclaim her ring and the 400,000 to buy. But when she arrived at David's place, she found he had already left. The stage of love had been torn apart. She found a note attached to the wedding ring, alerting her that plans had changed. What a plot twist. At that moment, the phone rang. Steve thought it was David, but it was a call from the travel agency. They were confirming plans with David for this afternoon, and Steve thought to bargain with him over 400,000. Ultimately, at Washington Square, the 400,000 exchanged for the tape. What a deal! David boarded the subway, glancing around cautiously like a spy. He returned to his room, saw the 400,000 in the shoebox, and breathed a sigh of relief, sensing happiness nearby. He even placed Emily's photo on the bedside, planning to enjoy life. Who knew Steve would burst into the car? As David met his end, he remarked that Steve was still the loser because his backup was the problem. After offing David, Steve rushed home, only to find the package downstairs was already taken by his wife. What terrible timing. He hurried upstairs, finding his wife daydreaming on the balcony, and those packages remained unopened. He quickly found the tape and cash, stashing them in the safe, ready to start fresh with a happy life. Steve washed away his fatigue, and they prepped for dinner while Emily eyed the tape on the floor. After Emily left, Steve hurriedly opened the door to retrieve her keys. His obsession with the keys was truly incredible. He just wanted to return them. This was definitely the key showdown, but he hesitated, feeling anxious.